Hey everyone, it's Frank Fixates here, back with another episode. Now you might be thinking, man, it's been quite a minute since you've been working on the EV bike project. What's going on? Well, right now I ordered batteries from China and it's been quite some time for them to get here. But in the meantime, I decided to pick up another project. So here I am at home on my computer, spending a bunch of time, hours and hours on Facebook Marketplace looking for steals. And I come across this vehicle and I'm like, this is the most Weenie Hut Junior vehicle I've ever seen in my life. Who would want to buy this? And then I looked at it closer and I was like, wait, the mileage isn't too bad on this. And I looked even closer and I'm like, oh, the guy says that there's no rust on it. So I said, screw the camper vans, screw the delivery vans, and screw the awesome, reliable overland rigs. Instead, I'm going to settle on something that so badly wants to be the Ford Bronco. A brand new, to me, 2008 Honda Element. And guess what? It doesn't even drive right. So I gotta fix it up before I can take it anywhere reasonable. A little bit of backstory on the car. A guy about 45 minutes away had this listed for about $4,000. Said that there was some traction control issues with it. So I decided to go see it and I saw the issues and it looked like it was gonna cost about like $200 to replace the parts that allow it to function again. But also when I saw it was pretty dirty on the inside. Had a couple of dents on the outside, like on the hood. It looked like they're little tiny dents due to like hail damage or like tree branches or something throughout the vehicle. But I was like, you know what, that doesn't really bother me. I think I can get this for pretty cheap, fix it up and make it worth more, but also make it a lot more what I want in a car that kind of fits my personality. So after haggling with the guy for a little bit, I ended up being able to get the car at quite a discount to me in my brain, around $3,300, but I do still have to put quite a bit of work into this. So the first and foremost thing I think is that a lot of the interior is pretty dirty. Everything's really dusty, everything's really brown. There's a lot of like crumbs and spots like right here. This all needs to be detailed. The vents are pretty dirty. I don't know what that is, but that needs to go. So I need to give this a good cleaning. There's quite a few stains in the seats. The AC wasn't working, so I bought this. This didn't end up working. It actually ended up being a relay. So I got a relay to get the AC blowing cold again. And then here's what the back seat looks like. Again, super dirty. So I'll have an episode of just detailing the whole entire car. So I noticed that the check engine light was on and I scanned it with my engine code scanner and it turns out that there's a VTEC Solenoid actuator arm code. A very common issue with these, turns out it's P2646, which is the code for that issue. And basically it's just a little tiny solenoid on the back of the engine that needs to be replaced. And that should get the engine code removed and therefore get my engine and vehicle running smoothly again. I think I can probably sell my daily and actually make this my daily instead, because I think this car has a lot more character, fits my lifestyle a lot more, and yeah, it's growing on me as much as this is a dollar store version of an FJ Cruiser. Something else about this car is that the wheels are kind of ugly. There's a lot of different versions of wheels for this car, and this just so happens to be probably one of the ugliest. So I think I might just remove all the plastic covering and just clean up all four of the wheels, paint them black, and then roll with those to give it a more rugged look. Another quirky aspect about this car is that it has self-unalive doors. I can't say the actual S word because I'll probably get demonetized on this video if I do. But yeah, they open in two opposite directions, just like an old Rolls-Royce would. Also, a cool aspect about this car is that the back seats fold over into the side rather than back or forward like a minivan. It kind of makes it feel like it's a mini indoor truck bed back here. They just simply fold all the way backwards instead of forwards, and then there's little carabiners that connect to the bars, and they stay up like that. And there's also a sunroof that opens partially in the back seat so that I get cool, awesome sunrise lighting to wake me up if I ever sleep in my car. So yeah, cleaning this thing alone is probably gonna add like $2,000 to this car. But first things first is that I gotta get it running, so I'm gonna start with an oil change. Baby starts right up. Milo just dropped his toy on my leg because he wants to play. Anyway, this is the worst possible place that they could have put an oil filter because this whole entire place is a mess, but I was able to get it off, and all I have to do is just reach up and screw this new one on. And I'm spilling brand new oil. Yeehaw! After huffing a bunch of brake cleaner to get all that oil cleaned after the mess was made when the oil spilled, now I'm ready to drop it again. Now that the oil is empty, I can take out the VTEC solenoid, which should be back here. So it's going to be pretty difficult to film down there, so I'm just going to show you guys what the part looks like outside of the engine bay. It looks like this. There's going to be 3 bolts that I'm going to search for, those 3 holes here that are empty. I'll just reach down there, feel for them, unscrew them, take the old part out, disconnect the 2 connectors, and then install this part in its place. Okay, day 2. I hit a snag yesterday, so I gave up, freshly shaven in between. What ended up happening is that 2 of the 3 bolts that I tried to get to were stripped. So I went to Home Depot, tried to get an extractor set, and the extractor set didn't have the right size after I already used it. So I had to wait because I had to wait for Amazon Prime to ship me the right size extractor bolt. So we're gonna give that a try, and hopefully that works. I also, last night, since I couldn't do anything else, I wired a new connector because I've heard that quite often it's the connector that goes bad as well. So I'm just going to do both just to be safe. All right, moment of truth. We're going to give this a try. See how it goes. Oh, it was grabbing on, but then it let go. No. Oh, yes. No. I got one. Look how mangled this is. This looks like crap. So I'm separating my ratchet and my adapter, and I'm using this to tap it in. And I'm holding it in place with my fingers so that it gets like a good purchase, so that when I start twisting, it actually bites into the bolt head rather than just sliding around. I'm also giving it a little bit of counterclockwise twist. I got it, y'all. Now I'm just gonna loosen it with my fingers. Here's the bolt. The gasket's stuck to the engine. Ooh, look how clogged up that is. Good thing I'm replacing this. And I got it. This is what it looks like. New part is looking a lot better. All right, let's test the fit back down here. Make sure the screw is the right length. Oh, shit. Okay, so I found one hole. So I'm gonna thread it through. If it goes all the way down with the current length that I have, then that's fine, but I might need to add a few washers. Yeah, no, I'm gonna need to add a few washers. It actually looks like the wires are good, but I think I might replace them anyway because I have the parts, why not? All right, so I ran into a bit of a snag. It was a little bit more difficult getting those wires reconnected and re-outfitted than I thought, but I was able to do it. If you see right there where the little red is poking out, right here, I fixed that wire, and then I also rerouted this guy. This is all new wire too, and then I double wrapped it, one with electrical tape, then with cloth tape. I just gotta fill the oil up real quick, and then we'll be ready to fire up. All right, moment of truth. Start her up, see if she has any lights on. And it's not looking so good. So I did some investigating, and it looks like I have another issue. 2649, A rocker arm actuator control circuit high bank 1. All right, it's day 3, and I have my Carhartt hat on because I'm doing Carhartt things. I'm working on cars in the rain in the Midwest, and I'm taking the car for a drive because I figured it out. So I ended it off last night with a error code P2649, which basically means that there is a high voltage circuit. I didn't know what to do. So I woke up this morning to try to troubleshoot it some more, double check the wiring, everything was good, all the connections were secure and sound. I got continuity where I was supposed to have it and discontinuity where I wasn't. Turns out, after spending about an hour of time on it, it was just a loose connection. I just didn't push in one of the connectors all the way. After I fixed the loose connection, I just opened up the code scanner and the VSA and warning lights went off, and I only had the check engine light. So I used my scanner and I basically just cleared codes after I plugged in everything, and now I don't have the code. The car is driving fine, and the check engine light hasn't turned back on since. No check engine lights. Okay, so as a true test to see how good the fix was, I actually ended up going to AutoZone to replace my oil and Home Depot to grab some stuff for the house and for the car, and no lights the entire time. Drove along the highway, no issues whatsoever. So looks like we're all set to go. I can drive this on as my daily now. But that's all I'm gonna film for today. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.